This is what we've been waiting for, a chance to see, a chance to immortalize, a chance to watch how these drivers will tackle the challenge here in the British sprint race. The chance, the opportunity, 5 lights ahead of the drive. It's lights out, and away we go for the British sprint race. They're all getting go, they're all getting well. It's looking good, it's looking okay. It looks like a Haas is making their way up there. Looks like Stealthy's trying to go around the outside. He's had an absolute stunk over start. No, wrong person. Is someone jump started? We're going to be watching there. It looks like the Razor has apparently gotten up into first place, but we're going to see who's that. Oh my goodness, it is BBQ going very wide there, costing him there. It's costed him a lot of time, and he's costed himself so much of an opportunity. I think that there was a Ferrari in the background just being offed there. I'm not sure who the Ferrari was, but it looks like it's all okay. It looks like it's all good. Coming into the first couple of corners, going to the left-hand side, it looks okay. It looks all good. As these drivers are absolutely pushing it, they're absolutely on the limits, as the tyres are looking very, very different. Racers on the mediums, ASM is also on the mediums. These drivers are absolutely on the edge. They're absolutely showing what they have to show for, and this is going to most definitely be interesting because these drivers haven't had such an opportunity, haven't had such a race in their lives, so they will need to keep it going. They will need to keep it green and flying here. Why is There we go. Razor leads us away. It looks like we've got a couple of other car drivers being there, doing what they love to do best, and this is but there we go. Razor's already pulled the 7/10 gap to the rest of them, as Chris and all that is moving up the field there, but it looks okay. It looks so good as these drivers will be absolutely stepping on it, absolutely wanting to go for green, because this will be it. This will be what they've been waiting for. This is the chance that they will get to get themselves up into glory. This will be what they've been looking for, because this is the chance and a sprint race to decide the Grand Prix. So we're going to need to wait how things go from this point on, as Race is already pulling a second gap to the rest of the drivers, so they're going to need to be extremely careful on how they nurture their tires there. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers play it out, interesting to see how these drivers have their strategies in place, and it will be interesting to see how things will go. Lap 3 out of 14, and as we can see, sorry for making you guys join late, but we are still in the middle of this Grand Prix. It's already been lights out, and away we go. 3 out of the 14 laps, an 8/10 gap to Chris there, as we've got a couple of other drivers battling it out. BBQ crashed and rage quitted, but I'm not sure if I even saw that crash. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where he's gone, so I wasn't watching, and yeah, so I wasn't able to see that. But there we go. Raise the safety car, my guy. No, he left like straight after. There we go. He's got a 1.3 second gap to the rest of them. Racers absolutely pushing for it. He's absolutely pushing to start from first place for the Grand Prix. It's a 1.3 second gap to Dom H, which is being followed by Pika. There we go. He's absolutely going for it there. It looks like there's about 5 cars just battling it out side by side by side. Up the hill they go. This is what they've been waiting for. This is what they've been looking for. Coming into turn 10 they go, and they're going to come through. There's no such thing as saving tyres in Iron, but it looks like Razor will be trying to find some pace in his tyres. He's got a personal best first, a purple second, and where is Dino? Dino is currently situated in P9. He's about behind this huge amount of grip. He's been going wide consistently. That might give him a penalty if he's not able to keep it together, but look at that. They're absolutely flying. Roms has moved up into second place. He's about to be trying to have a look at the young man of thing. So what? There goes Homie. Homie needs to go, so he's already left the session as well. So he was going slowly and just disconnected there. But there we go. Dom H is currently going to be battling with Romza, which is looking to take a win as well. Romza will need to go. Romza will need to get as fast as they can. Yeah, rate teen. It's yeah, I can see it. I think it's a 2021 car. So yeah. I think there's no way we're going to be able to move that thing. But Southie is improving. He's got a purple in his first sector. Razor is currently still keeping the first place with a 1.8 second gap to the rest of them. He's just absolutely pulling. He's absolutely going for it. It looks very sad. It looks very nifty as Dino is currently in 7th place. He's moving and making moves up there. It looks like the Ferraris are starting to get split by the Mercedes as they're both going wide through turn 9, so they're going to need to fix something there. I think it's turn 10 actually, as the two Ferraris are absolutely going for it there, having a little bit of a snap through there. It looks like Razor's having some good luck, good fortune there with a huge gap to the rest of the field, and it looks good as he's got it's 6 out of 14 laps. This is absolutely definitely going to be Razor's chance unless he's on hot lap currently, and he is he's not got enough pace there. But Potato comes into the pits on the soft tyre compounds, wasn't able to make them work at all. He goes through there as Dino is also on the soft tyres, but he's not making as much moves as he wants to, because it looks like the mediums will just be pushed along by the DRS train. So maybe his soft plan might fall in parts and fall altogether in half, because it just looks like he's not able to make any moves unless it's just his fuel mix or something related to that might be the reason why he's not going as fast as possible. But let's have a look at this. Roms is about to start being gained on by the two Ferraris, looking very eager, looking very hungry. As we can see, Dom H has been begging. He's been wanting to get himself up into a decent position with the Ferraris. He's looking good, he's looking nice. Dom H is going to try and make something work here. He's going to get a good slipstream, get a good run through there, but it doesn't look like it's just going to be his chance. He breaks late coming into there. It looks decent enough as he's trying his best to get himself into a decent position. He breaks a little bit later than you might have imagined, but oh, it looks like his teammate there, Evan, having a little bit of a riding sensation over those curves. A Dino comes into the pits, Pika comes into the pits. These are the guys which think that these tires will cliff so much that they won't be able to have anything in there. But up Dino goes. He goes onto this new set of mediums. He goes onto the mediums. He decides that Pika joins him on the medium. Potato PC on the mediums as well. It looks like the one stop might be the way to go, but we have to wait and see if things will fall in their hands and fall in their favors. Will Razor react? Will Romza react? Will this group in DRS react? Because it all depends on how things will go for the rest of the race. It could be win defining if they aren't to pit or if they are to fit. So we're going to need to wait and see how things go from that point on. But let's see how they all go through to the Cops corner through turn 9. Now it's a long straight where Dom H and Evan and a couple of those other drivers getting a huge slander of DRS that's going to pull them closer to Romza, and Romza's having a little bit of an issue with his high temperatures, because it looks like the Ferrari's going to try and do something around here through turn 11, and oh my goodness, it's Dom side by side. Dom goes a little bit wide, tries to get the advantage, tries to go around the outside. No, he's going to need to wait into turn 12. Looks like Dom's very hungry. Looks like Dom's got something to show. No, he's going to need to wait even longer, because Romza has showed that he's got a huge defense, and he's got huge a big span of a rear wing, which is holding him up and keeping him back, as Teen says he is going to rejoin back. The safety car will be waiting for you, Teen, so don't worry about that. But there we go. We've got Razor still leading us away. We've got Romza getting a little bit of an iffy-diffy session there. Dino is 19.3 seconds behind. I doubt that gap is going to close, but he is hoping that the tires cliff so much that he won't be able to catch up. He's going to need to absolutely throw everything at it if he is going to catch Razor from this point, as 6 laps now remain. So it's a 6-lap shootout for the people to fight for third places. It's a huge group of drivers just absolutely going at it, every single sector, every single corner, as Romza goes a little bit wide, and through goes those 3 cars. Romza's made a mistake costing him, but it's like 4 cars coming through 5 corners. It's going through turn 11. It's like 4 cars. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely emphatic stuff. This track is bringing huge racing. It's 3 cars, it's 3 abreast coming into turn 12. It looks okay. It looks like Chris is going to be battling with Dom H, but it looks like Evan has been able to come out ahead unscathed. Yes, no, it's ASM that's just ahead by a 10th of a second, but we're going to need to wait and see how things go to the end of the race, as these guys are continuing to go. Piovana comes into the pits for let's see what he's on. He's on to a new set of mediums. Not softs. He's gone medium softs. He's flipped the strategy around, maybe hoping a safety car or some type of thing will come into his safety, will come into his help, as we are going to wait and see how things will go for the rest of the race. Will Razor potentially be able to keep it, as Chris and Stealthy both having the fastest first sector? Yes, Teen, the safety car still waiting for you at the end of the pit lane, but you know, anything can happen at this race, as we can see. Them all flying through turn 9, and Razor is still going, he's still flying. This looks like a very dominant race by the Red Bull. The RB18 is on absolute fire. It looks like the RB18 that we saw, RB19 that we saw in Bahrain just a couple of weeks ago, 1 week ago in fact. It looks like that car is just so much faster, it's got so much grip, and it's just so much healthier through these corners. It just looks better, it just looks clean, it just looks beautiful from Razor, and he's just leading away with 4 laps to go, and with a 3.5 second gap, but I think it's going to increase when he crosses the line. It's 3.6 now, as ASM and Romza are fighting for it. Looks like the Ferraris have dropped off in a little bit of pace, maybe to try and conserve some fuel, but it looks like Dino's strategy will not work out. He's lost a lot of points from doing this, though. He's going to be 1 point down from first place, so Razor might have a huge shot at maybe even trying to contend for the championship, but we do know this is Razor's final race, as Razor's starting to step on it a little bit. I'm not sure if the tyres are going to cliff at all, I'll be honest, because Razor's just tyres, he is not cliffing at all, absolutely at all. What is in those tires, because he's just going so much faster. You can just see it. Dino takes the fastest lap, as Camo is asking Potato to die, because Camo has just realized Dino's strategy has not worked, so he's going to be asking for somebody to sacrifice themselves for a safety car, but it doesn't seem like things are going to be happening that way, as Razor will be trying everything that he can. Razor will be trying to get himself a win here. If a safety car were to come out now, he would be in grave danger, absolutely grave danger, as Potato continues his urge and continues his drive, as it looks like it is 3 laps till the end. It is 3 laps till the end, as ASM is also there. Roms is currently in 3rd place. It looks more off to be as a battle for 2nd place, so these guys will be battling for it in the final 3 couple of laps. Roms is fighting for a 2nd place for the first time in his career, so this will be his chance, this will be his opportunity. Let's hope he's not going to make any penalty making mistakes, so he just needs to keep it on the track. He just needs to keep going at it, keep getting the amount of pace and the amount of tires out of that Williams FW 74. I'm not sure the number of that car, but look at that. It is side by side through almost every single corner. It's perpendicular from the Williams and the Aston Martin coming through turn 9, the infamous turn 9. This can be a race defining corner. They both go through it nice. Romsa gets a little bit more wide, though. It looks like a couple of others are able to keep it back onto the track, as it looks okay. It looks good from these guys, as they break a little bit late. They're trying to get themselves into a decent position. They're trying to get themselves ahead and trying to get themselves into a better position, as these guys are absolutely pushing for it. They're absolutely going for it, as he's trying to send it down the inside. Romza, no, he's going to need to wait. The Aston Martin's defense is absolutely on fire. This looks like stuff that was happening in Bahrain in real life, but no, it doesn't look like it, as Romza gets a little bit wide, costing him a little bit of time there. But it's lap 12 out of 14. Things are definitely not changing. Things are not going for the better for Dino, which is just not finding any grip and finding any tires in those tires, and he said that those tires would cliff, as Dino gets a penalty. Dino does get a penalty. Pika goes through. Pika goes up into P8. Dino's just struggled there. He's just had a penalty. He's lacked, and he's lost his chance at even getting points here. So that could bring Evan right back into it. Evan now needs to keep knocking them down, keep going for it, because it's a fight for second place if Evan keeps going at it. I don't know what's done. His teammate has lost a lot of pace in a couple of laps, but let's see how things will go for them. It looks okay, it looks good, as these guys are absolutely going for it, as Evan will now have a chance to potentially go up into second place and get a 7-point deduction to Dino's lead that he currently has. So he needs to keep on it, he needs to keep going, as we're going to go back up to ASM versus Romza. This is a fight for P2, as Romza goes wide yet again, trying to get up ahead of ASM. Looks okay as he's coming through turn 11, but he doesn't want to get another cut. He doesn't want to get a cut slowed, and as ASM goes onto that curb nicely and rumbly, as Roms is going to come through this section. Is he going to get a cut slowdown? No, he's going to keep it together. He's not had a cut slowdown coming through that section. He hasn't even had a track limits coming through that section. So let's see how things will go as he breaks late. As they're both breaking late through every single corner. It looks so synchronized from these two. It's looking very interesting, as it's 13 out of 14 laps. So let's see how things will go as he breaks late into turn 5 as he's going to absolutely send it down the backstretch to turn 6 as Pavana goes and takes the fastest lap away from Dino, which is just having a lot of issues in his car. His strategy didn't work out. The strategy wasn't going to come into his favor, so it's not going to work this weekend. So we're going to see how things go. We're going to see how things are for the final couple of laps as it's ASM versus Romza. It looks like ASM started to pull a little bit of a gap to Romza, which is trying to get the DRS this time out. He is going to get the DRS. He is going to try and make the move as Romza is going to have the chance on the final lap, but ASM continues to keep it open as the safety car window is closed. It was closed a long time ago, but there we go. We can see these drivers are now going to need to fight it on the track, now need to keep it on the track, as this will be what they've been waiting for. This is it. It's a final lap shootout for P2. It looks like it's going to be ASM versus Romza. It's going to be an absolute hector of a final lap. Romza is fighting for a second place. ASM's fighting to keep it on the podium. Looks like Evan's going to have a look at this, coming through the S's of turn 5 and 4. 4 and 5, and as they go up into 6, they're going to need to brake late. They're going to need to go past 5 nicely. They go past 5 here. It is a huge long straight. It is a huge long chance as they're neither getting DRS, but it looks like Romza's edging ahead. Willed onto the podium for his home Grand Prix. Not even his home, but it's his relatively home. But as he goes through turn 7, he's going to need to wait. He's going to need to be patient. Will he be patient enough to wait for the DRS zone? Looks like he is giving up. He is letting go just to get the DRS down the backstretch. This will be it. This will be his chance. He has a huge swing coming off that corner. Might it be the DRS? ASM's fighting for second place. Razor's going to soon cross the line, but there goes ASM. ASM's absolutely on it. He's absolutely keeping it to go, as ASM is going to now begin to see the things go down. But we're not going to take away from Razor. Razor has come all the way up from the spots, and he goes, and he states, and he takes it. He's going to win a sprint race for his final weekend in IFRL. Razor wins the sprint race for the British Grand Prix. It's going to be a side-by-side go. Romza's out of fuel. Romza loses his second place. He's not on the podium. Evan is fourth place. Chris moves on to the podium. For fifth place is Dank Romza, sixth is Stealthy, seventh is Dom, and eighth will be Dino versus Thing all the way up to line. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna make it? Here we go, all the way up to line. Oh my goodness, it's Dino. Dino finishes in 8th place. Peak is in 9th. Pavana is most definitely going to finish in 10th. And what a race, and what a Grand Prix. As we've just seen, Razor has an absolutely dominant race.